Hi there, and welcome along to the greenhouse. And as you can see, the crop of tomatoes is starting to shape up really nicely. The vents and the door open full time on the greenhouse now, not only letting in plenty of ventilation, light and air, but also those very important pollinators, which are going to get in amongst your tomato flowers and other crops you're growing under glass and get the pollination done for you. This is your little friendly reminder. If you're growing under glass here in the UK, we are slowly starting to run out of season. Most people, like myself, will allow their tomatoes to put on about 4 to 6 trusses of flowers. Now you can push a tomato longer. In commercial senses, tomatoes have the ability to run to around 16, maybe even up to 18 feet under glass, producing dozens of trusses. However, those are grown under light levels with heat added to them. And here in the UK, if you're not adding any heat or any light to your greenhouses, you really want to be limiting your tomatoes to around 4 or 6 trusses. If you let them go on any further than that, unfortunately, you're really going to stop your crop ripening and you're going to end up having a load of green tomatoes, which obviously have their uses, but we all want nice, ripe, sweet, ripe tomatoes for use in the house. So yeah, start thinking about limiting your growth to around 4 to 6 trusses. These are going to be allowed to put on one more truss, otherwise they'll also push their way through the glass. But I'm also going to be limiting these to say to about 5 or 6 trusses, now anywhere between 4 and 6. Make sure that you're feeding weekly and you're watering twice a day. I get loads of messages every single year from people saying, oh, my tomatoes have got several problems. Either the leaves have curled, lack of water normally, or there is black spots at the very end of the fruits. And again, normally that's down to the fact that the moisture levels, the humidity levels and the moisture levels aren't kept correctly. So you want to be watering at least twice a day, morning and afternoon. Give them plenty of water, be feeding at least once a week. There is absolutely no need. Something that a lot of people do is stripping off the foliage. Everything that's green on a plant has the ability to photosynthesize and pump sugars and starches, and more importantly, when it comes to tomatoes, flavour into the actual plant itself. So do leave the foliage on just for as long as you can. If you get to the point where you're struggling to get them to ripen, as we've run out of heat and we've run out of sunlight, then you can start stripping off the actual foliage itself. But by leaving the vents open, making sure you've got plenty of plenty of ventilation, air moving through the greenhouse, you shouldn't end up with any pest disease problems. Make sure your watering is on point twice a day and you should have no problems at all. But yeah, you want to be starting to limit the amount of fruit you're producing. You can see here some really nice trusses. I think this one is a money maker. Just a very standard tomato. I use this for making sort of chutneys and pickles and things. But yes, it is time to start limiting the amount of trusses your tomatoes are producing. If I turn around, you'll see the crop of chilies is looking really good for my obviously very famous Ben's chili jam. If you have any questions relating to growing tomatoes or cucumbers or chilies under glass, don't hesitate to drop me a message. I'll see you all soon. Take good care now. Bye bye.